What's going on, everyone? So, today I want to talk about 8 hacks you can use to increase your credit score or fix your credit score in 2025. So, before I get into all that, I want to tell you why credit is so important. Even someone like me that's worth a million plus, I still have to worry about a credit score. Now, some people say credit card is bad. Some people will say, hey, having credit doesn't matter. But in reality, the average person will need to use a credit card for emergency fund or these big bills that comes up. And two, there are perks to credit cards. Now, you have to remember credit cards are a double-sided coin or double-sided sword, where if you use too much, you hurt yourself. If you use too little, you hurt yourself, and you have to find a happy medium. Now, credit cards. Credit. Why do you need it? Well, and you need it because it helps you get a house. It helps you get a cheaper interest rate on your things. I don't even know how to explain to you. If I was short on cash and the AC go out, I can at least put that on a credit card so I can get that AC going again. That's things that happen. Your furnace can go out and you've been trying to save money, pay off debt, and if you didn't have that credit card, you wouldn't be able to afford to get it fixed. No one's going to do work for free. So that's something you need to remember. And credit card is a way to have extra money. Now, what is a credit score before we get into it? A credit score is a 3-digit number that represents your credit worthiness, aka how likely you will pay your bill back on time. It's based on information on your credit report, which is compiled by 3 major companies or 3 major credit bureaus: Experian, Equifax, and TransUnion. Now, every single one of them will give you 1 free credit check a year, so don't forget to take advantage of it. You can think your credit report as your report card that your credit score is graded on. So credit scores range from 300 to 850 and are considered either poor, fair, good, very good, or excellent. The higher credit score, the better it is. Now, let's go into why credit score is important. Now, if you're going to buy a house, you can do the long form, like what Dave Ramsey said, if you don't have debt or you don't have credit. But I'm be honest, I tried that method before, and it's extremely hard to go through it because they ask for a lot more document, it takes twice as long, and it just wasn't worth it. I'd rather just keep a credit card and keep my credit score high. And then the reason why is whether you can borrow money or not is based off your credit score, not how much money you have. I had a dude that tried to buy a boat, and he had to reserve the boat to get it made. The boat was going to cost about $200,000. He said, well, I'm good for it. Well, he had no credit score. But he said, well, I'll pay for it. I have 100 grand. Well, the boat costs 200 grand, sir. We can't do it. We need to find someone to let you borrow $100,000. He couldn't get that boat because he had no credit score. I was like, man, that kind of sucks, dude. You make all this money and you can't buy a boat that you wanted. Yeah. It doesn't, he still ended up getting a boat, but he had to get a boat that cost less. He wanted to build a custom made boat, and it just was a situation where he couldn't get it just because he didn't have credit, because he did everything cash. And yes, cash is king, but if you don't have millions of dollars of it, you really can't buy a house in all cash if you don't have the cash for it. You know what I mean? The average person's not gonna have $200,000-$300,000 to buy their house. So you're gonna need a credit score. And that's why it's important, because even having $40,000 to buy yourself a car, the average person is not gonna have $40,000. So if you are one of those people that do, then don't worry about this video. Click on the next one and let me talk to the people who needs to worry about having a credit score. There are people comment on my videos saying, oh, just pay everything cash. Well, not everyone can do it, and this is for the people who can't do it with all cash yet because they're trying to fix their life. They're trying to get the credit so they can get into the situation. So why is credit important is credit will let you borrow money. If a lender sees you too much risk, they just won't let you borrow money for credit cards, car loans, mortgage. I know someone that made $200,000 a year that did not qualify for a $500 credit card. Now they'll give them a secure credit card where you have to put the money in first, but they didn't. They said, "Hey, you're not trustworthy. You make $200,000 a year, but you have 300, 400 credit, so we can't trust you." So he had to go back from the start and get a credit card with $1,000 up front on a credit card that's secure and make payments on that until he was deemed credit worthy. And another reason why you want it is because your interest rate is lower and you can save yourself thousands of dollars if you have a good credit score. Your ability to get an apartment is based off your credit score. So you are not even understanding that apartments, renting, all based on your credit score. Your job, if you're trying to work for the government and get a top secret clearance, you need to have good credit. If you have bad credit or you don't have no credit, the government will not trust you working some of these jobs. So you won't be able to get a job because you don't have good credit. People don't know that your job also might need a good credit card or good credit to be able to work there. And then your insurance rate for yourself will be lower if you have a high credit score and your driving record, so you better get a lower interest rate or lower rate on your car. You can get a lower rate on your insurance for your car. So all these things are important things that you cannot avoid paying. So having no credit and doing everything cash will actually hurt you on this because you will pay more for having no credit. So how do you check your credit score? Well, you just go to federal law so everyone can get a copy of a full credit report from either Equifax, Experian, TransUnion, and you can just get it for free online. So what is a good credit score? So a poor credit score is 300 to 579. A fair credit score is 580 to 669. Now, the average person I see had between 670 to 739. That's the average person, and that was considered good. But very good credit score is 740 to 799. And the best credit you can get is 800 to 850, and they'll give you excellent credit. With excellent credit, you get the best rates you can get out on the market. Now, if you have a very good credit, meaning 740 and 799, you have plenty of advantage going to you. You probably won't struggle to get any loans, and you probably have access better than the average rate. So let's talk about the 8 ways you can fix your credit or how can you raise your credit score quickly. And one of them I will give you at the end as a recap because it's the quickest way you can increase your credit, and I'll go into that more in a little bit. So number 1 to get your credit score fixed quickly is pay your bills on time. When you pay your bills on time, one of your easiest things you can do is consistently improve your credit score. When you fail to pay your bill on time, the company you owe will report it to the credit bureau, and it'll show up on your credit report and damage your credit score. So be sure you pay your bills on time and catch up as quickly as possible on your bills, and that will improve your credit score. Now, the trick on this one is try to put everything in automatic pay and try to make sure your bills are paid before you spend your money on unnecessary things. Now, number 2, your credit utilization is a big thing. So you're going to have to pay off your debts. meaning the percentage of your available credit that you're using is one of the biggest factors going to calculate on your credit score. The lower your utilization, the better. So, and anything above 30% on your credit card will hurt you. And the more than 30% available credit, try to pay them off. Get the number below 30%, and your credit score will increase. That's going to be harder than you think for some people. Some people have $20,000, $30,000, $40,000. The average American has a large amount of credit card debt. So it's going to take a while. Number 3, it's going to be something very simple. Request to increase your credit limit. It's very simple to do. You just call, ask, hey, can I increase my credit limit? Most credit card companies have a form that you can fill up on the website, and they'll easily give you a credit card increase. Number 4 is use your credit card responsible. You might not think about that, but your credit card lenders do look at how you spend your credit cards. And it could be nosy, it could be whatever you want to say, but at the end of the day, they're going to want to see if you're reliable and how you spend your credit cards. Because if you're spending it on useless stuff, they're more likely going to say, hey, we can't really trust this person because they're spending their money really, really poorly. Why should we keep lending to this person? Now, number 5. Keep your old credit card open. I don't know how to say this. I've seen people go and close out credit cards. And when they close out credit cards, guess what happened? You just hurt your credit utilization. They're like, how? Well, you just got rid of some of your credit. So if you close a $5,000 credit, you just close down on the utilization on your credit card. And guess what? That hurts you. So don't close out your credit card. Just put them aside and don't use them. Just keep them open as long as you can, and eventually they'll either close out or they will keep them open just for longer use. Now, number 6 is become an authorized user on someone's credit card. By opening a new credit card can greatly help you increase because your utilization will change. So what you can do is ask someone that has a good credit score with a high credit card, and that will help you with your credit utilization, because they might have a $50,000 credit card and you might have a $10,000 credit card that's maxed out. Well, if you add that $50,000, you have $60,000 credit, so your utilization will drop. So it will reduce the credit utilization on someone else's by using someone else's credit. Now, it increase your age of credit, because how long they have that credit card will affect how long your credit has, and it doesn't appear as a hard inquiry on your credit report. So that will immediately shoot up your credit, and that is the best way if you want to instantly increase your credit. Now, that is one of the harder ways to do it, and it's not the best way, I think, to do it, because it's hard to find someone that will trust you with their credit. So if you do have someone, that is the best method to get your credit score up tomorrow. Now, 7, avoid applying for new credit card. I know applying for new credit card can hurt your credit in a few days. First, it'll show up on your credit report as a new hard inquiry, and you're only allowed so many hard inquiries on your credit report a month, so it can slightly decrease your credit score. This will stay on your credit report for 2 years. So every single time you apply for a new credit card, it will show, hey, this dude applied for a new credit card, and it'll be on there for 2 years. Number 8 is something very simple, is dispute errors on your credit card report. Pull the report, look on there, hey, I didn't make this, and dispute it, because then you will get a better credit utilization when they remove it off your credit. It's not that hard. You can do it yourself. You just go and look for yourself. How long does it take you to increase your credit score? Turning your credit score is not an instant progress. It's going to take a while. You just have to keep paying your bills and keep at it. Now, what method do I recommend as a millionaire to increase your credit score and purchasing power? And it's one credit card hack out of those 8 that I would tell you to do. And it is increase your credit card limit. It is the easiest. You can go online to most banks and increase your credit card limit. Can bring 2 immediate benefit factors. It will lower your credit utilization and give you more purchasing power before you max out your credit card. And if it's your long-standing credit card, it will help your credit history. And it's your credit. It's not someone else's credit that they can remove you as an authorized user. It's your credit card that you increased it. So you increasing your credit limit can lower your credit utilization ratio, which can give you a boost to your credit score. It also gives you more purchasing power and before maxing out your card. In some situations, a credit limit increase can be more appropriate than a new credit card. And before you request a credit limit, it's worth to review if your credit has the freedom for the expense. And then if you increase your credit, it is not a hard inquiry. That's the big thing. It's why I recommend this method. Because you are not doing a hard inquiry on your credit report that stays on 2 years. So my final thoughts is your credit score is one of the most important numbers you can ever deal with in finance. It helps with so many different things. And if you do not work on yourself and you do not work on your credit, you are going to hurt your future self and you will regret it because you won't get the best rates. You might not be able to get the apartment you want to rent, and you might not get the job you want because some jobs require you have a good credit. So thanks for watching. That's my tip as a millionaire on how to fix your credit in 2025.